Come along and ride this train. Come along and ride this train. Across the mountains, prairies, reservations, rivers, levees, plains. Come along and ride this train. Ride this train. Ride this train with me to the back roads of America. You see that old shack over there with that rain barrel out back? And that number 2 wash tub hanging on a nail, every board in bad need of a coat of paint? Well, the man that lives there is a sharecropper. He don't own the land he farms, and he don't work for money. His pay is a share of what he grows. The rest goes to the landlord, the man in that big white house. He's more concerned about whether it's going to rain or not than caring about what might be happening in Washington. He may sometimes worry about how he's going to make ends meet, but like most folks who live a simple life, he's thankful for the little joys that come his way. In spite of hard times, he'll always have food on the table come supper time and a roof over his head at night. He has a wife and 2 healthy kids that love him. There's a whole lot of people looking down their noses at me, 'cause I didn't come from a wealthy family. There was 10 of us living in a 2-room shack on the banks of the river by the railroad track, and we raised chickens in a pen in the back, and everybody said we was po folks. Well, my daddy was a farmer, but all he ever raised was us. He dug a 40-foot well and struck 36 gallons of dust. The Salvation Army gave us clothes to wear. The man from the county came and cut our hair. We lived next door to a millionaire, but we wasn't nothing but po folks. We was po folks living in a rich folks world. We sure was a hungry bunch. If the wolf ever came to our front door, he'd have had to brought a picnic lunch. But we had something in our house that money can't buy. It kept us warm in the winter and cool when the sun was high. Or whenever we didn't have food enough and the howling winds would get pretty rough, we'd patch the cracks and set the table with love. 'Cause that's what you do when you po folks, and we wasn't nothing but po folks. My mama and my daddy was po folks. My brother and my sister was po folks. My dog and my cat was po folks. You know, that song kind of describes the way things were back in Dias, Arkansas for me some 30 years ago, when I was a small country boy on my papa's place. Dollars were things you took to the store to pay for a pair of shoes that had to last you for a solid year. We never had extra money to spend on things we didn't need. All our nickels and dimes went for necessary things. I can still remember the grocery list that was a standard list whenever somebody went to the store. There was flour, tobacco, sugar, lards, coal oil, matches, and snuff. About the only fancy thing we ever had was our house was painted white. And to us, it looked real uptown, but to the folks uptown, I guess we didn't look so well to do. But money wasn't the most important thing in life back then. We got along just fine. Matter of fact, if you'd asked my daddy about money, he'd probably have told you, well, money. Workers earn it, spendthrifts burn it, bankers lend it, women spend it, forgers fake it, taxes take it, dying leaves it, heirs receive it, thrifty saves it, misers crave it, robbers seize it, rich increase it, gamblers lose it, and boy, I could sure use it. Though money was scarce and times were hard sometimes, we had some real good times. I got a crib full of corn and a turning plow, but the ground's too wet for the hopper now. Got a cultivator and a double tree and a brand new line for the haul and G. So let that darn stock market crash. I'm doing all right for full white trash. I'm saving up dimes for a rainy day, and I got about $1 all laid away. The wind's from the south and the fishing's good. I got a pot-belly stove and a cord of wood. Mama turns the leftovers into hash. We're doing all right for full white trash. I got a Mackinaw and a hunting dog and a gun that I ordered from the catalog. I got a big tall tree that shades the yard, a big fat sow for the winter's lard. I'm mighty broke for a boy named Cash, but I'm doing all right for full white trash. I got a field of hay that I ought to mow, but it's Saturday, so I let it go. I can't buy things some people can, but money ain't the measure of a man. Let the thunder roll and the lightning flash. We're doing all right for full white trash. There's not much new ground left to plow, and the crops need fertilizing now. My hands don't earn me too much gold for security when I grow old, but we'll all be equal when we're under the grass, and God's got a heaven for poor white trash. Yes, sir. A lot of us has known poverty, and a lot of folks still do. But wealth has nothing whatsoever to do with the character of a man. So if your neighbor happens to be knowing hard times, whether he lives next door or across the country, if you can reach him, don't be too slow to offer a helping hand. A little brotherly love will go a long, long way. And though times may be looking down for him today, he has his hopes and dreams, and maybe your encouragement will help him see through. Will Rogers really hit it on the head when he said, the good Lord must have loved poor folks, because he sure made a lot of them. I got cotton in the bottom land. It's up and growing, and I got a good stand. My good wife and them kids of mine are gonna get new shoes come picking time. Get new shoes come picking time. It's hard to see by the coal oil light, and I turn it off pretty early at night. A jug of coal oil cost a dime, but I'll sit up late come picking time. Sit up late come picking time. Last Sunday morning when they passed the hat, it was still nearly empty back where I sat. But the preacher smiled and said, that's fine. The Lord'll wait till picking time. The Lord'll wait till picking time. So long, cotton pickers.